Good afternoon and welcome to your Miami Trainers Matrix X 101 Setup for Success. Today with you, Connie Nieto live and via chat, Maggie Curiel. Be sure to send questions if you have them through the chat. We will be covering the new differences in Matrix X and how easy it is to set up Matrix, how to create a search, how to save a search and send an email to a customer, and of course, add all of your branding into Matrix. Now to commence our class of Matrix X. To start with Matrix, join us by going to miamirealtors.com. In the chat, I noticed a couple of questions. This session is being recorded, and there are already recordings of our Matrix sessions 101, 201, 301, and 401 available to you at miamirealtorslive.com and also the YouTube channel that I provided a link for, youtube.com/miamitrainers. Just check for the playlist Matrix X, and this recording, this class, as well as previous ones, are available there to you at your convenience. I will continue now to let you know that when you come into our page, miamirealtors.com, to access Matrix, simply click through the Miami Gateway. But before we get started, I want to give you a glimpse into what it means to use the MLS. If you're ever interested in obtaining information, click or /MLS, or on the top, click to MLS, and you will come to our page that includes rules and regulations, information on MLS fines, clear cooperation, and more. We cover this extensively in our 401 class, including information on applications, hot topics, tutorials, and more. But this page is yours, so click in and come and make use of it. Now back to our main page. To log into Matrix X, simply click the Miami Gateway, and that will bring you to your Miami dashboard. Here you have access to Miami Realtors Live, as well as other items that you can click into. To join into Matrix, simply click into CoreLogic Matrix, and that will bring you to the home page, or what they now call the dashboard. The dashboard page has been updated a bit, and now instead of home, it says My Matrix. This My Matrix, if you click to the dashboard, brings you right back to the main page, as well as clicking on the Miami logo. Your MLS covers Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie counties. Here on this main page, you will have news and alert information, and news and pop-ups are available to you here in this section. You will also be able to distribute and move items around, Or if you'd like, you can X out of an item. If you ever X out of an item and want to bring it back, it will always be where additional is shown, and you can click and drag it back. Make use of this page and make sure to make it yours once you understand the elements on it. If you join us for a Working with Buyers and Sellers, we will cover eProperty Watch and more. Note that this dashboard or homepage also includes the external links that links to Florida Realtors, the county taxes in the areas of coverage for our MLS, 55 and plus communities, Miami-Dade County, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie County, including the state of Florida and the U.S. Department of Education and Schools, links to IMAP, Data Co-op, Home Visit, a new product that may interest you, Form Simplicity, My Condo Plans, and more. Also from this main page, when you're getting started, I invite you to come back up and get acquainted with the blue bar on top. Here you have the My Matrix area, Search, and we will cover these extensively, Stats, Realist, IMAP, Links, Finance, Ad Edit, and Market Reports. But to set up the system, we're going to come on the upper right-hand side, and where it says, Hello, Connie, your name should appear. You click here, and we're going to come into the area of Help first. First, we're going to click on Help, and this will bring us to a section where you can get information on data input forms, including the paper forms for Miami. These are also available on the miamirealtors.com/MLS page, as well as in Form Simplicity and .loop. These forms include the status change form, right? And the data entry forms for the different property types in the system. There are also matrix training guides and videos, including the updates to Matrix X, what's new, video tutorials provided on Matrix. These are additional to the ones that you have access through, right? Recordings like this. Matrix support. Here you have a phone number that you can reach Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 8:30 a.m. to 3. Jot this number if you're interested, 888-825-5472 for support. There is also a live chat available to you as well. There is here a help on search, and all you can do with searching, a speed bar, which will be covered in 301 and 201, emailing, how to email a listing, how to set up an auto email, and more. CMA, which we cover in MLS 301 or Matrix X 301, reverse prospecting, Matrix Mobile, open houses, realist, area maps, and more. Let's click here through the area maps. Since our coverage area consists of Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie County, you have the area maps. This allows you to see the designated number provided by the county for areas. Fort Lauderdale's includes a cheat area here that explains out of area numbers used in our MLS. For example, 5940 would cover Florida other than Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and San Lucie. So if you were looking for something in Orlando, in Ocala, in Pensacola, in Tallahassee, you could actually search for the area code number 5940. 5950 is for the islands and Caribbean, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, etc. 5960 is the U.S. other than Florida. So Denver, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, areas outside of Florida in the U.S. is 5960. And 5970 outside of the U.S., other than the islands and Caribbean. So Spain, Portugal, France, Italy, Chile, Argentina, Brazil. Believe it or not, most of this, right? There are listings of those in our MLS. To continue, you can see that you have Fort Lauderdale, North Broward, Hollywood. Let's see if it'll open up. Miami-Dade County, etc. Also, there is a city list and municipality list available for Miami-Dade and the Palm Beaches. Remember, all you need to do to come to this help area is click where it says hello and your name on the upper right-hand side, click, and click on help. For recordings like this class, always visit miamirealtorslive.com or youtube.com/miamitrainers. Search for the playlist Matrix X. Now to continue, let's make the system yours. The class is to set you up for success. Again, we'll come a click on the upper right-hand side and click on to settings. Again, hello, settings, and this will bring you to the My Information speed bar, team settings, and more. We're going to go ahead and come here to My Information. We're going to click in My Information. And here you will see the information provided by your office and yourself with your membership. Your office information will be grayed out. To update that, please contact membership@miamire.com or give us a call. But to specialize and put in your branding information in this section here, note that I've overridden my name. So my name would have appeared as Connie, but if I want my official and nickname to appear, I click on override and then it allows me to type in. And I've typed in Constance and my nickname in, right, parentheses and colons here. I can also put my nickname, middle name, last name, and more. Please note that my full name will appear here. Remember, everything that you put on this information tab will automatically be available for you to use in the header and footer, CMA coverage sheet, and more. So take a minute and fill the information out. Come in and put your public contact number, your cell phone number, your fax number. Anyone out there have a pager? I didn't think so, but just in case you did, you could go ahead and put it in. I'm being notified that my connection is coming in and out. Maggie, do you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. I think there may be a slight lag with the visual. So what you're saying sometimes doesn't match up with what you're doing, but it's very slight. But I've been able to hear you the whole time.
All right, no, because my internet sounds, it looks like it's okay. So just want to make sure everything is okay. I'll go a little slower then. Okay. Now to continue, you can also come in and put your cell phone number and a toll-free number if you have it. Now to put in some information, a tagline. If you have a tagline, go ahead and put it in. You may have a tagline or slogan that your office uses. So if you use one and you're using it for your branding and on your marketing, go ahead and add it in. If you don't have one just yet, all right, don't have one just yet, you can leave this blank, and when you do, you can always come back and add it in. Notice that in additional information, I went ahead and put in my link tree. What does this mean? That then I'll have the ability to, on my, I'm going to come to the top, agent web page, right? And my header and footer to be able to add this information. Join us for social media marketing classes where we cover social media pages and information like this for you to be able to do additional branding and marketing of yourself. Now, if you have a website, you can go ahead and put the website link here. It's real simple. Let me show you an example. I'm going to open a tab, open up my website. Once it loads, right, and I have the information, I copy the URL from up top, and then I can come back into Matrix and paste it in. What this does is ensure that the appropriate URL and information appears, a clear link to my website. That's why I asked you to open a tab and paste it in. And if you have a suffix, you can also put it in. And now all you have to do on this tab, if you made any changes, on the lower left-hand side, click on Save. Note that the system notifies you that your changes have been saved and we're ready to move on to the next tab. The next tab consists of header and footer. I click into the header and footer and note that I have a preloaded header and footer here. Please note that you could upload a custom banner if you're interested, and the dimensions are 120 pixels high by 1,600 pixels wide. Okay, when you view it on smaller screen, you can see it different, right? But if you do not have one created for you, you can always come here and select a different banner with image. If I select on a different banner, it will allow me to come and select from the different templates available through the system. I can choose not to have one, but please note that this banner will go on anything that you print and will be a part of the portal. So when you send a listing to a customer, they will get a click-through link that will take them to the portal and your branding would appear. So it's a good idea to select one of these. To select them, simply come and browse the different choices. Select the one you would prefer on the left-hand side, and once you've done that, scroll down and you can preview. The preview will bring you back to the header and footer setup page. Note that I have different items appearing on mine. This portion of the branding, including the photo, is done in this area here. To change the photo or add the photo, you would select Use Photo, Custom Photo, click to change the photo and add your photo in. For branding purposes, you can come to the branding area and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choices of the branding that would appear here on your portal header. and your report header. To select, simply click down and click through to the item that interests you. Note that this information from the drop-down comes from the Information tab. What I've selected so far is my name, my title, my cell phone number, my email address, and my brokerage. If I had wanted to, I can actually switch out and actually come and select the link for my header, for my website, remember? Now, some may ask, and since I'm not there to see you or see what's going on, right? Why do I select these? Well, if this goes in my reports and information that I'm provided, I want to put in the order what my name is, what my title is, and how they can contact me. And that's why I've chosen to put my cell phone and my email address. But you have here 5 choices. Now to continue, if I'd like to preview, this is what the preview of the header would look like in a printable page. And then I can choose to put yes if I'd like a print footer. And now I have 4 options of what would appear. So this would be the header on my document and my footer on the document. For this to appear, I must select yes, and then select from the drop-down the branding. If at any point in time I would like to change this, I just need to come back to this page and update it. Once I'm done, on the lower left-hand side, I simply click on Save. Now that my changes have been saved, I'm going to come over to the CMA cover sheet. On the CMA cover sheet, I have the option to add a photo and then select what it is that I would like to appear. Please note that this comes from the information page. If I want to override the name, I simply click and type in what I would like to appear. Remember that the CMA cover sheet is part of our 301 class where you create a CMA using Matrix. Once I'm done with this page, lower left and click Save. Continuing now to my email signature, I'm going to click over to email signature, and here you can type in some type of greeting, your name, title, contact information, and you can even create some hyperlinks as shown here on screen. Here, take a minute and provide contact information. Be sure to state yours, your title, your cell phone, your email, or how you would like to be contacted. If you have a website, you can add it in as well. If you'd like to add links, you may as well. Please note that here I have my realtor, right? The trademark. How do you add this? Well, I'm going to remove to show you. I leave my cursor where I would like it to appear. I click on the omega symbol, and right towards the middle of the page is the trademark symbol, the registered trademark, and that will make it appear. Note that if I needed to add something, I can type it in. Take a minute and set up your email signature. That way, every time you share a listing or an auto email from the system, this is already preset. Now for some of the hyperlinks. Notice how I have my phone number and it's linked. What this would allow is when the person receives, right, an email from me to be able to click and call me. And to create this, right now I'm going to go ahead and break the link because I had a link already. But now that I have it highlighted, to create the link, I click on the little link here on the top bar. And for this type, it's not a link type URL. This one is an anchor text. And I click OK, and it's ready to go. Now, you cannot test it here. You would have to email out to see if it works. But the links work, and they are meant so that the customer can click and call you, click and email you, click and contact you. Now for the email one. I'm going to select it, and since mine is already linked, I'm going to take a minute and unlink it to show you. Once you've selected your email, go ahead and click the link. And this time, the link type is email, and you must come in and type the email address. If you would like, you can add a subject line or body, but most of us want them to be able to click and write what they'd like. And here, once I've selected it and put in my email address, I click OK. If you wanted to add additional links, let's say like your website, you can simply click through, type some words, open up your site, copy the URL, come back into Matrix, select the words, and then this time link, and it is a URL, and here where it says URL, paste in the URL for your website. This will link those words to your website. So when they click your signature, it'll take them to your website, and you click OK, and you've made yourself an interactive email signature, always allowing them to be able to call you, email you, or search with you. Once you're done with this, simply come to the lower left and click Save. Now on to our agent web page. Simple tricks like that make a difference. Remember that everything that we've taught you, or I've just shown you here, you can do on your Gmail, on your Hotmail, on your Yahoo. So make sure that your email links are interactive. That's right, one-stop shop. Get everything you need right here. Click call me, click email me, click search for more. Agent web page, next over. This agent web page is an option for you. To enable it, you simply have to click over to enable. All right. Once you're here in enable, it allows you to personalize it by putting in your name or an item, only letters or number. The site that you're creating will be the name that you put into here, .sef.mlsmatrix.com. Web page title. Take a minute here, and this is a branding issue. We talk a little bit more about it, especially in our social media marketing part 1 class. Maggie gave a great one not too long ago. I believe it's recorded and should be up soon. This branding that you put here, this web page title, along with the home page title, should be consistent for everything that you use. So if you're branding yourself a fantasy name, right, and you're calling yourself the Sunny South Florida Realtor, that's probably what you'd want to put here, Connie Real Estate Instructor. If you're branding yourself Connie Realtor, then what you would put here on web page title would be Connie Realtor, as well as on your home page title. Make it consistent with your Facebook, with your Instagram, with your Twitter, with your LinkedIn, so that it is easy for the internet in itself to start combining you and making it easy to search for you, but also for your customers. Branding is key. Can you come and change this? Yes. Yes. You can come and change this. If you're new, you might be wondering what to put here. Most of us brand ourselves first, last name, and realtor, realtor associate, depending on our membership level, right? Or if you want to call yourself a real estate consultant, etc., and you're allowed to, you can do so. But most of us start with our name. So be consistent and use here exactly what you would be using in your social media pages. I also did a little write-up, and I like to scroll down and show you. If you're not sure what to write, take a picture of this. Dedicated South Florida Realtor. I'm an instructor. You would just leave realtor, realtor associate, depending on your membership. Working in, and you state the areas that you work in: Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. Now you might tell me, Connie, I'm dedicated to Broward. I'm dedicated to Miami-Dade. I'm dedicated to Palm Beach. Then I'm just giving you a glimpse of what you can do. You can take a picture of this. I am your instructor as well as Maggie. What we provide is for you to use. Maybe it can be the stepping stones for you to write a blurb on what your company and what you offer. Okay. Next, I have lived in South Florida for over 4 decades and I love my hometown. What is this? A little insight into you and why you love to sell South Florida. You don't need to word it the way I did. Maybe you're not from here. Maybe you've come from another country or another place. Guess what? You're not alone. Most people aren't from here. So share that. Why not? Because maybe you fell in love as an adult and it's all the more reason. Why are you here? Let us know. Allow me to help you to fall in love with South Florida. Live near our beaches, glorious agricultural area, spaceship suburbs, beautiful horse country, and amongst our magnificent sunsets. Grant me the pleasure to help you search and find your future home or investment. Miami attracts. Now this wording here I took from the association. Yeah, I said that low. Why? It's a mix of things that they've said, right? So you can put here the area, and if you'd like, add here instead of this your area of coverage. Sure, I can service you in all areas, but you can put here specializing in. Some of you may do Weston, some of you may do Pembroke Pines, some of you may do Fort Lauderdale, you may do only the beaches, Golden Beach, Sunny Isle, Miramar, Miami Gardens. So let us know. Specializing in investment opportunities, future of first-time home buyers, and your area. So you told me what you can work in, you told me why you're here, you're telling me why this area is magnificent, and now tell me the area you specialize in. Looking forward to hearing from you, and then note what I did. This system allows you to have certain items in English and in Spanish, but let's say you speak French, Portuguese. Well, just at least write a one-liner. Now, this is a marketing tool. If someone finds a word in their initial language, in their language that they learn first, their eyes will automatically go to that part of the page. So if you speak another language or can converse or write in it, you can add it here. I simply added a one-liner on Spanish. And if you don't, you put your information in. Doesn't matter. Now I've added an iframe here because this is a link to a YouTube video. If you have a YouTube video and you'd like to add this, you see the little YouTube link? You would click into here and put in the element, right? The link to your YouTube video to add it in. That's all you have to do. Click and put the embedded, paste the YouTube URL here, and it will add it in. I don't have anything to add in. I should have clicked on cancel. Now to come down on the page, there are areas here that you can attach, you can add. Note, I'm going to remove some. So if on your page you want your photo to appear, you select it and click add. Contact information, select and click add. And if there's anything ever that appears that you would like to remove, you simply select it and click remove. Okay? You can also come and put them in an order. So maybe you'd like your inventory to be the first thing to show. You can then select to do that. Next over is map. Many of you may not want to specify a map area, and that means that all of South Florida would be showcased on the map. Maybe you'd like to restrict an area or specify an initial map. If you restrict or specify, you must come to modify the map, click in it, okay? And once you're in it, I'm gonna come and delete this shape so I can show you. Maybe I want my map to start here. So I'm gonna come, click a rectangle, right? Select it in and click save. Then now I can either restrict my search to that map or specify an initial map. What if I do all of South Florida? Well, come, modify the area, delete the shape, and now you can scroll out. And this is truly our coverage area here. Select it and click save. This would denote the counties that we cover. If you do not want to specify, you want it just to open to South Florida, you can click on do not specify. I'm just showing you the different choices. The next choice is to include a sign-up form. If you're interested and someone comes to your site and you'd like to capture their information immediately, you may want to select this. Why was mine deselected? Because I like to shop online. Have you ever looked online and immediately you open a page, even though it has the most wonderful pair of shoes or the most incredible purse or those, I don't know, cushions that you were looking for, if the first thing they ask you is for your first name, last name, email address, and contact info, how many of you would immediately click out? Like, you're invading me. You're asking me for all this info and I can't even look at for what I'm wanted to see. So there's a choice here. If I include a sign-up form, sure, I may be able to capture their info, but will they stay long enough to be attracted? I always think of myself as a consumer to think what others would be doing. So that's why I have excluded, but the capability is there. If you have URL that you would like to redirect here, so you've gone to GoDaddy or Buy Domain and purchased a domain, and you would like to redirect it to this page, this is where you would come and put the URL name that you've purchased to add it in. It allows you to redirect 5 max, meaning that you can buy Sunny South Florida Realtor, the Sunny South Florida Realtor, Sunny South Florida Real Estate, and all you've purchased them. And since you don't have a page, you can redirect them here. Once you're done with this, on the very bottom, you want to click save. And here I want you to note something before I save it. The minute you click save, on the upper left, it asks you if you want to view your site. And to preview it, you can click to view the site. You have to do that quick. Here you see, this is why the header and footer was so important. This is the header that we worked on. This is what the site looks like, and this will also be a little glimpse of what their portal, when you send them searches, will look like. It has your write-up. Remember I had included a little video, right? Here's some more information, another video I had in, my photo. Okay, I don't have active listing, so it has office. Notice that your page will have a property search. They can click on search, and this will be the property search available to them. Coming back to Matrix, again, that was from the agent web page. I'm going to make one slight change so I can show you. Let me remove this. And now that I've done that, I click save. The minute I click save, if I want to preview what I've created, on the upper left, your changes have been saved. I click to view site. And now I have a glimpse of the site. Now back to Matrix. We have the portal profile. We're almost done with setting you up for success. And then we can start to search and look for different things. If I come here to portal profile, there are a couple of things that I want to discuss with you. First, it allows you to pop up a picture or put your photo. Please note that this will make your picture appear this big on your page. Did you see that in my header, my picture already appears? And again, my photo is here. Do they really need to see me this big? This is something for you to consider. That's why I'm saying it. Because my branding's already up here and I'm non-intrusively on the top. Okay? I come to back to it. So if you do not want it to appear, don't select this. If you want it to appear, select it. Next, portal greeting. Sometimes I wish this would come first, because if you had this done, it would show up automatically on your agent web page. A portal greeting would be the first greeting that they see when they get to you. And here you can have it in English or in Spanish, depending on how you sent them the search. So if you sent the search in English, they will get the English version and in Spanish. You can take a picture of this. You can always come back and modify it. You can leave it blank if you'd like. But there is a greeting available to you. Notice that I put welcome and bienvenido and a little welcome line for each. Once I've written it, to make it available, I must click here and make the banner blue. To continue, inventory and slideshow. Here, oh look, they've added coming soon. That's new. Since we've had coming soon, I haven't taught in a while, so I hadn't seen it. You can add here active, coming soon, my office, IDX. You can add my office coming soon. Note that I do not select temp or withdrawn. Now this is just me because temp and withdrawn aren't really available. Temporarily off market means that it's not currently available. They're either doing repairs or fixing something or something's going on with the property. So if my customer wants to move ASAP, that's not available. And withdrawn, well, that just has other issues. So here you go. Do I leave it or not? Your choice. I remove because do you really want to show something to someone that they can't automatically have? Okay, so that's why I have it here. Once you've selected this, if you want it to appear, you click. Remember that your portal page is a customized page that the agent, you, the realtor, share when you send a search to your customer. So this is what you're working on, the personalizing and branding of that page. Next, if you have a video URL, you can add one in and put it in. If you do not want it to show, you simply click it blank. If you don't have one yet, this is something to look into. Maybe your office has a video. You could add that as well. All you need is the link from YouTube. Last but not least, what contact information of yours appears on the portal page? If I click here, right, I'm going to come and refresh my page. Remember before I had the video on my picture, but now that I've deselected, right, my photo still appears here. I have my Periscope video, and this is the contact information we're working on. So I'm going to come back to Matrix, and here you have 10 selections, and you can select and note that I've selected my name, my title, my equivalent to my brokerage, which is the association, right? My email address, my cell phone number, and then I put in my little slogan at the end and my link tree. Why link tree? That has all the links that they could ever find for me. So this is a one-stop shop for them to click and find everything about me regarding real estate. So you can create one of those. They're free. And we do talk about them in social media marketing. I know Maggie's been adding the info in the chat, and I want to thank her for that. Once you're done with this, lower left and click save. All right. Remember that to get here, we clicked on the name on the upper right and onto settings. And here was my information. Okay. Before we go on, I do want to take a minute and talk to you about portal notification settings. This is one final setup to success. And then we'll come back to the page, the home page, our dashboard, and start to search. Here on the portal notification settings, take a picture if you like while I explain it to you. When you send a search to the customer, you're going to want to know if they're interacting. And instead of having to log in and see what they're doing, you could set up the portal activity notification settings to text or email you or send you a daily summary. Things that are important to me, when you're interacting with a customer, there's nothing like that visit to the portal of the first time. That means it's the first time that they click on the email that you've sent them and open up the search items and listings you've sent. I want to have that email, text, and a daily summary. Why? Because I may want to react to that. Oh, I see you've opened your message. Did you find anything you like? Are you looking for something different? And also, if they open that portal and they start conducting their own searches, so they save a search, you want to know why. How many times people don't say, ooh, I'd love to live in Pembroke Pines. And then they start searching in Sunrise. Or I'd love to live in, let's say, Palmetto Bay. And they start to search in Kendall. And they're telling you one price and they're searching at a different price over here. Well, I want to know. So anytime that they save a search, I want to see it. If they add notes, to me, it's vital. This is a way for them to interact in the search that you've sent them and tell you, I don't like this one. I like this one. Can we go see this one on Saturday? Da-da-da. So adding of a note from a customer of yours, you want to be notified immediately because this will trigger you to do what? Call back and say, you were looking into this. Is there something else I could do? And you could click and see what it is that they're writing in. Or maybe they tell you, this one is horrible. I don't like it. Any type of feedback from the customer, you want to be made aware of. And then if they save a possibility, if they remove, if they save a favorite, I always want to know what they're doing with what I've sent. So if they like it, I'd like to know. And then continuous portal visits. So this is my recommendation, but you can do with this as you'd like. But to make this work, we need to do this section here. To do this section here, make sure that if you are selecting to get text messaging, that you do have the okay to get the text messaging. To do this is simple. You click here to edit, And once you do that, you type in your cell phone with no dashes, just the numbers. Once you type it in, you come and select your cell phone provider and you ask it to send you a verification code. Type in the digits, only the number, select your cell phone provider, request a verification code. I'm going to take a second here. Let's hope I get it quickly so that I can go ahead and add it in so that you can see the entire process. Let's see, one more minute. Let's see if I get something. And if I don't, it's okay. You guys are patient, you wait for your code, right? And you type it in. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel out. And mine is already there. What you normally get is a text message. They give you a code, you put it in, and you click save. What that does is approve for you to get the text messaging. Remember, we worked on in this section on My Information, where we did our branding and personalization, and we came into portal notification settings and made sure the system talks to us with what the customer is doing. Next, we're going to come to search. Let's click on My Matrix and come to our little dashboard page. And here we have the search. Before I continue on search, we have RE1, RE2. Notice that RE1, RE2 is single family condo, townhouses, and villas. We are currently working on a form that we will be providing to you if you join us for MLS 401 with the definitions and descriptions of each. If you're looking for that, you can always visit the MLS page, miamirealtors.com/MLS, and go ahead and visit the rules and regs. If I'm not mistaken, it's page 5 or 6 where you'll see the property definitions. Residential income is duplex, triplex, fourplex. Residential land, boats, and docks. Residential rentals is any type of rentals with residents. Commercial land, commercial improved, business opportunity. And cross property is a search of all of the above. Okay, now let's start. If I click on, let's say, single family and condo, and I click through, notice that on the left-hand side, I have everything to do with status and information, right? So everything to do with status, property type, is it active, active with contract, cancel, closed, pending, rented, temp off market, withdrawn, coming soon, or expired. Let's say I'm looking for an active property and I'd like a single family home. I'd click single and single, thus describing the type of property. If I wanted to have a pool, I simply click in yes. Please note that RE1 means single family, right? Homes. So that's the pool. And RE2 would be for condo and townhouses. So that would be maybe a community pool. I have waterfront description, style, and amenities. These gray lines here, it may be the way I'm looking for it. I'm using Google Chrome. Notice that in the center, it's all about location. I can search a distance from a property. So your customer tells you, my best friend lives here and I want to live half a mile from them. You could come, put half a mile and the address of the property. You can actually come and select a distinct property. So if you're looking for something in particular, you would put the address, the street direction, and street name, and you can actually add more and more. You can put area number. Remember I showed you the area maps earlier? You can put municipal code, zip code. So how many of you would search a zip code? Let's say I wanted to search 33134, 33133. And I want to search for a single family home with a pool. Continuing on, I can do a folio, etc. What I'm trying to show you here is the middle is all about location. Location. Next, on the right-hand side is pricing. So if I was looking for a home in this area and I want to search from 550,000, right, to 900,000, I can go ahead and put a range like this. If I wanted 550,000 plus the plus sign, oops, give me a second, let me come back to my criteria. So I can come in and put the plus sign. So a range would be from one amount to one amount. Please note that the thousands are already selected. Note that as I put this in, the numbers in my results change. If I do a range, again to show you, let's say I'm looking for 700,000 to 700,000, immediately the number in my results change. Coming right back up, okay, let's go ahead. And what if I wanted 550,000 or less? I will put 550 and the less symbol, and now I have 3 matches. If I'm looking for beds and baths, I'm going to go ahead and make this a range up to 750,000. And let's say that I wanted to have at least 3 bedrooms. If I just put the number 3, I am looking for properties with only 3 bedrooms. If I put 3 minus, it's 3 or less. If I put from 3 to 5, that's a range. It would be all the properties with 3 to 5 bedrooms. And if I wanted 3 or more, 3 plus. And if I have a doubt, the little question mark will explain to me for beds, just as it would for price, about ranging and how to use it. Now that I've put 3 plus, we can talk about bathrooms, and let's say I want 2 plus. Now I'm looking for active, single family single with a pool in these 2 zip codes in this price range, 3 plus, 2 plus. And if I scroll down, I have 3 matches. Okay? If there are other things that you want to add and some things that I always want to make mention, this is what is always on your search. Notice how I have additional fields here. If you've never added them, it'll say add. And if you've added some, it'll say add and remove. If I want to add them, all I have to do for each property type is click through here. When you're looking for single family homes, townhouses, and villas, you may want to go ahead and add. You see how I have terms considered, design description, short sale, REO, remarks, all types, association, HOPA, additional rooms, etc. So if you ever add something, you can select it here and remove it. Again, select it and remove. But how do you add it? You come to the available fields and you would type the word term. And what are terms considered? The form of payment that's accepted. All of us want that because sometimes they'll tell you that they're FHA, that they're VA, right? So you want to be able to select it, that they want to pay cash. You select here and you click add. I've already added it, so mine will just tell me it's already here. Another one to add is short sale. Why? Sometimes you want to put yes, sometimes you want to put no. Select it and add it. Do the same for REO remarks, internet remarks. Now I want to show you this. If I type up remarks, all right, it shows them all to me. If I'd like, I can come and select, click shift and select the ones that I'd like and add them all at once. So no, I put in a keyword remarks, selected the first one, clicked on shift, held my shift, selected to remarks because those are the ones I wanted, and then I click add and it adds them all at once. Another very popular one is HOPA, Housing Older Person Act. I go ahead and I add it. And then a local favorite, ASSOC. If I type those, you get these 3 wonderful ones. Association fee paid per, so when and how often, association fee, and the type of association, allowing me to search for no association, no monies, the monies you pay, and how often you pay for them. Again, select, click shift, select all, and add them in. And my search word was ASSOC, the first letters of association, and I click add. These are the ones that most people want. If you'd like, take a picture of this. I'll leave it 1 more minute up. The best thing about this, once you add it, you can then put it in the order that you'd like. You have everything in the order you like, you click back, and it will always be on the bottom of your property. Okay? Now, I have 3 results. How do I see them? I click through to results, and I have 3 properties here, a 4-bed, 2-bath, a 4-bed, 3-bath, a 3-bed, 2-bath. Notice that all of them under square footage living area have that symbol, that currency symbol. That actually means here that the listings, when they were added, the information was brought in directly from the tax service and not altered. Now, if I want to see the listing, I simply click over to the MLS number, and here I can view that there are 33 pictures. I can click and I see the pictures in a larger size. I see the type of property, the legal description, the beds, the bath, the square footage. If I'm here and let's say I want to see if there's association, if you're not sure where it's located, you could press Control F and then start to type. And notice that it will highlight, this is a find bar, Control F for Windows-based computers, and for Macs, it's Command F. It'll create a find bar, and here I have association, and I can note that there's none in this area, in this home. This is a find. Notice that on the bottom, I have the listing often agent, the compensation, when it was listed, any status change dates, etc. If I'm interested and think my customer would be interested, I can click here and select. Notice that on the top, you have the view photos, right? A map, history or property history, which is here as well. So this is all the times it's been listed in the MLS. I come back to listings, right? And here we have additional items that we cover, including IMAP, Form Simplicity, and RPR. You can join us for RPR and Form Simplicity and IMAP, and we will discuss this. So if my customer likes this, I can select it here. To see the next one, notice that I've checked one. I click Next. I look at it, only 5 pictures. Not sure I'm interested or that the customer would like it. I click Next. And now on this last one, I look it over. It looks good, maybe something that my customer would like. I select it. Now, how do I switch from this display back to the agent display? Simple, agent single line display. If I click through to that, I have the 2 items that I've selected already preset. And now emailing and saving for my customer is easy. The ones that I've selected, if I click email, will automatically be emailed to my customer. I click and it brings the auto email here. I can add a new customer, create a new contact, put in their name, John customer, email address, and those are the basics, those are the required fields. Note that I can add a title, a category, a salutation, and I can show all fields and add additional details. The contact management system will be covered in Matrix 201. Once I've done this, I can click Save. So if it's a new customer and I've never added them into the system, I can simply do it here. Let me go ahead and click Save again. It's giving me a little bit of a hard time. That's odd. You've already added, okay. When I cancel out, let me try to see. If I type in John, let's see, customer, it didn't do it. So let me go ahead and type it in, johncustomer@gmail.com. I can type it in or create my new contact. Why the BCC? Always a blind copy to me so I know what my customer is getting. The subject line. Here's a pet peeve of mine. Make use of this to help you. Put single family, right? Home with pool in 33134 and 33133. Whatever it is that you put on the search. Why? So when I see it pop in, I know exactly who it's for. and I can put for the customer family. Now you may tell me, why so much info? Because if I'm continuously sending searches, wouldn't this, just by seeing the subject line, describe exactly what I've sent the customer? It's also telling the customer that you're sending them exactly what they wanted. So here in the email body, remember that it already has a salutation. Look what I found for you and your family, right? Let's talk about questions you may have, right? And then since we already did our signature, here you have your signature field, and all you have to do is click send. What does the customer get? So before I click send here, I could click preview. They get an email address exactly how you addressed it, and it brings them to their portal. Do you see why it was so important to take a minute and add your information? They would see the two properties and their location, right? And everything is branded to you. Coming back to Matrix to make sure I had sent it, all I have to do is click send. Now, here's a recommendation from me. You sent this to the customer and you kept this, but that means that you've kept it. You've sent these two listings. Take one more minute and for your business purposes, click save. Why? Now, when you click a new save search, it will save that criteria that the customer was searching for. The zip codes, the best and bad, the price range. Because if they come back in 6 months and tell you, listen, thank you so much for what you sent me before. Now we're ready to go. Can you send me something again? If you had saved the search under their name, you would have the information right here. So if you need to search for the customer, you could put here house with pool, right? If your customer is already in the system, you select a customer, right? And now what you've done is saving you the criteria of what you've sent the customer, starting to create your history of what you've done with the individual, helping you better serve your customer. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, if they buy from you, you're going to actually be able to go back and say, do you remember when you started looking back then? Yeah, can't you believe that you're going to sell now? You're going to buy a bigger home or you're going to buy an investment property, and it'll allow you to have some background on your customer. This is the end of 101. I thank you for being with Maggie and I for Matrix X 101 today. I saw she was helping greatly through the chat. I hope you got something from it. I believe this Wednesday, and I will confirm with you right now. This Wednesday, the 21st, I'm giving 401 add edit. If you're interested, you don't have to take 201 and 301 to take that one, even though we do like you to take them in order. And next Monday, the 26th, I will be giving 201 in the afternoon at 1 p.m. So if you'd like to sign up for that, we'd really look forward to having you join us. Once again, thank you for being Miami members. Give me a couple of days. We'll upload this video. Let's thank Maggie, right? And thank you so much for joining us today. Take care. We will be loading this in the next couple of days to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/miamitrainers under the playlist Matrix X. Thank you so much for being Miami members. Hope to see you soon, and thank you for being Miami members.